A very good morning to all. Welcome to the TSN online classes. Today I am going to explain class 11th chemistry chapter number 12 and the topic is inductive effect. The process of the electron displacement or electron along the chain of carbon atom due to the presence of a polar covalent bond at one end of the chain. This is a permanent effect and it is generally represented by an arrow as shown on the next slide. So here we were discuss about the inductive effect and resonance effect. I were already explained to you. In the inductive effect we are seeing here, it's a permanent effect. Okay, for the example CS3 CS2 Cl, it may be noted that this effect decrease sharply as we move away from the atom involved in the initial polar bond and becomes negligible from the fourth atom onwards. It arises whenever an electron withdrawing group is attached to end of a carbon chain. Electromagnetic effect, E effect के नाम से हम इसको जानते हैं. It is defined as a complete transfer of a shared pair of pi electrons to one of the atom joined by the multiple bond on the demand of an attacking reagent. There are two distinct types of the electromagnetic effect, the positive and the negative. Positive electromagnetic effect, in this effect the pi electron of the multiple bond are the transferred to the atom to which our reagent get attack. ठीक है, ये जो पॉजिटिव इफेक्ट होता है ये पाई इलेक्ट्रॉन्स ऑफ द मल्टीपल बॉन्ड्स जो होते हैं उसके ट्रांसफर को हमें शो करता है. यहाँ पर एग्जांपल में देखिए आप, जैसे कि सी डबल बॉन्ड सी है तो यहाँ पर अटैकिंग रिएजेंट जो है H+ आयन है और जब ये अटैक करता है तो जो चेंजेस आते हैं वो ये हैं कि डबल बॉन्ड जो है वो सिंगल बॉन्ड के अंदर कन्वर्ट हो जाता है और जो पॉजिटिव आयन है, पॉजिटिव चार्ज जो है वो भी शिफ्ट होता है. नाउ नेगेटिव इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक इफेक्ट, इन दिस इफेक्ट द पाई इलेक्ट्रॉन ऑफ द मल्टीपल बॉन्ड आर द ट्रांसफर्ड to that atoms on which the attacking reagent does not get attached. Now the next is the hyperconjugation. Hyperconjugation is a general establishing interaction. It involves the delocalization of pi electron of CH bond of an alkyl group directly attached to an atom of unsaturated system or to an atom with an unshared p orbitals. The hyperconjugation is the permanent effect. For the example, the orbital diagram showing the hyperconjugation is in propane. तो प्रोपेन के अंदर जो hyperconjugation है उसको हमने यहाँ पर शो किया है. Now the methods of the purification of the organic compounds. अब वो कौन कौन से मेथड हैं जो कि ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स के प्यूरिफिकेशन के अंदर हम लोग काम में लेते हैं. Once an organic compound is extracted from natural sources of the synthesized in the laboratory, it is essential to purify it. Various methods used for a purification of organic compounds are based on the nature of the compounds and the impurity present in it. The common techniques used for the purification is the sublimation, crystallization, distillation, different extraction and the chromatography. Now the first is sublimation are here. Sublimation, and this process the solid substance change from solid to vapor from without going to a liquid state. Sublimation का जो प्रोसेस होता है उसमें बेटे जो सॉलिड हमारे पास में सॉलिड सब्सटेंस है वो डायरेक्ट वेपर कंडीशन के अंदर चेंज हो जाता है, लिक्विड स्टेट इसके अंदर नहीं आती है. इट इज़ यूज टू सेपरेट सब्लिमेबल कंपाउंड्स फ्रॉम नॉन सब्लिमेबल इम्प्योरिटीज़. तो ये जो प्रोसेस है वो सब्लिमेबल कंपाउंड्स को नॉन सब्लिमेबल इम्प्योरिटीज़ के साथ में उसमें से अलग करने के काम में आता है. द नेक्स्ट इज़ द क्रिस्टलाइजेशन. It is based on the difference in the solubilities of the compounds and the impurities in the suitable solvent. The next is the distillation. This important method is used to separate volatile liquids and the non-volatile impurities and the liquids having a sufficient difference in their boiling points. Distillation is further divided into two parts. जो distillation है उसकी two parts में हम स्टडी करते हैं. The first is fractional distillation and the third is the steam distillation. The fractional distillation, it is a difference in a boiling points of the two liquids is not much. Simple distillation cannot be used to separate them. यदि 2 लिक्विड्स ऐसे हैं जिनकी बॉइलिंग पॉइंट्स की वैल्यू बहुत कम है, मतलब जो डिफ्रेंसिएशन है उनके विषय में बहुत कम है, तो उसमें उन इम्प्योरिटीज़ को अलग करने के लिए, उन लिक्विड्स को अलग करने के लिए हम फ्रैक्शनल डिस्टिलेशन टेक्निक का यूज़ करते हैं. दिस टेक्निक्स ऑफ द फ्रैक्शनल डिस्टिलेशन इज यूज इन सच केसेस. Now the next is the steam distillation. This technique is applied to separate a substance which are the steam volatile and are the immiscible with water. ये टेक्निक उन सब्सटेंस के लिए काम में ली जाती हैं जो कि वाटर के साथ में इमिसिबल हैं और स्टीम वोलेटाइल हैं. नाउ द नेक्स्ट इज द डिफरेंशियल extraction. The organic solvent and the aqueous solution should be immiscible with each other so that they form 2 distinct layers which can be separated by the separatory funnel. The next is the chromatography. We know very well it is a very important. In the chromatography, the mixture of the substance is applied onto a stationary phase which may be solid or liquid. A pure solvent, a mixture of the solvents or a gas is allowed to move slowly over the stationary phases. The chromatography is divided into the 2 main parts. The first is the absorption and the second is the penetration. The first is absorption. Chromatography is based on the fact the different compounds are absorbed on an absorption to different degrees. Commonly used the absorption are silica gel and the aluminium. Now the next is the absorption chromatography is divided into the 2 main parts is the column chromatography and thin layer chromatography. In the common is the column chromatography. It involves the separation of a mixture over a column to absorb packed in a glass tube. The next is the thin layer of the chromatography. TLC is another types of the absorption chromatography which involves a separation to substance of a mixture over a thin layer of the absorbed coated on a glass plate. And now the next is the relative absorption of each components to the mixture is the expressed as a term of the retardation factor. Now distance moved by a substance from a baseline and the distance moved by the solvent from the baseline, x and y, x upon y. So partition chromatography is the continuous differential partitions of the components of a mixture between the stationary and the mobile phase. Now the qualitative analysis of the organic compounds. The elements present in organic compounds are carbon and the hydrogen. In addition to these, they may also contain the oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, halogen एंड द फॉस्फोरस. तो एलिमेंट जो ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स के अंदर प्रेजेंट होते हैं वो कार्बन और हाइड्रोजन तो हैं ही, इसके अलावा और क्या हो सकते हैं, इनके साथ ऑक्सीजन, नाइट्रोजन, सल्फर, हेलोजन और फॉस्फोरस भी अटैच होती है. नाउ डिटेक्शन ऑफ द कार्बन एंड द हाइड्रोजन. कार्बन एंड द हाइड्रोजन आर द डिटेक्टेड बाय द हीटिंग the compounds with the copper dioxide. Carbon present in the compound is the oxidized to carbon dioxide tested with the lime water which develops a turbidity. Now CO2 when combined with the CaOH whole twice 2, the product is CaCO3 and H2O. Hydrogen to water tested with the anhydrous copper sulfate with the turns blue. 5H2O plus CuSO4. Now CuSO4.5H2O. Detention of the other element, the nitrogen, sulfur, halogen and the phosphorus present in an organic compounds are the detected by a Lessing's test. टेस्ट फॉर नाइट्रोजन. अब हमें नाइट्रोजन के प्रेजेंस के लिए कौन सा टेस्ट करना होगा जिससे हमें पता चले कि इसमें नाइट्रोजन प्रेजेंट है. द सोडियम फिशन एक्सचेंज इन अ बॉयल विद द आयरन सल्फेट एंड देन एसिडिफाइड विद द कंस्ट्रक्टेड सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड. द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ द पर्शियन ब्लू कलर कन्फर्म्स द प्रेजेंस ऑफ नाइट्रोजन. नाउ सोडियम साइनाइड first react with the iron sulfate and the forms sodium hexacyanoferrate. On heating with a concentrated sulfuric acid from some ions and the oxidized to iron which react the sodium hexacyanoferrate to produce iron and the hexacyanoferrate which is the Persian blue in color. तो हेक्सासाइनोफेरेट का हमें जो ब्लू कलर है वो देखने को मिलता है. टेस्ट फॉर सल्फर, और यदि ब्लू कलर प्रेजेंट है तो फिर हमें क्या पता चलता है कि इसके अंदर नाइट्रोजन प्रेजेंट है। नाउ सल्फर के लिए जो कन्फर्मेशन टेस्ट हम करते हैं वो क्या है, द सोडियम फ्यूजन extract is acidified with acetic acid and the lead acetate is added. Now a black precipitate of a lead sulfate indicates the presence of the sulfur। हमें पास एक ब्लैक कलर का प्रेसिपिटेट मिलता है जिससे कि हमें पता चलता है कि इसके अंदर लेड जो है वो सल्फर जो है वो प्रेजेंट है। ऑन ट्रीटिंग सोडियम फिशन extract with the sodium nitroprusside and the appearance of a violet color further indicates the presence of the sulfur. Now test for halogens, the sodium fusion extract to acidified with the nitric acid and then tested with the silver nitrate. What's the result? The result is a white precipitate soluble in ammonium hydroxide shows the presence of the chlorine, and the second a yellowish precipitate is sparingly soluble in ammonium hydroxide shows the presence of the barium, and a yellow precipitate insoluble in ammonium hydroxide shows the presence of iodine. Now the next is a test of the phosphorus. The compound is heated with an oxidizing agent sodium peroxide, and the phosphorus present in the compound is oxidized to phosphate. The solution is boiled with the nitric acid and then treated with the ammonium molybdate. Now the result is yellow colorations or precipitate indicate the presence of the phosphorus. Now Na3PO4 plus 3HNO3 and H3PO4 plus 3NaNO3. H3PO4 when combined with the 12NH4 whole twice 2 MoO4 and 21HNO3, the result is NH4 whole twice 3PO4 dot 12 MoO3 and the 21 NH4NO3 plus 12 H2O. Now the next is quantitative analysis. In the quantity analysis, the carbon and the hydrogen, a known mass of an organic compound, is burnt in the presence of excess of the oxygen and the copper oxide. Carbon and the hydrogen in the compound are the oxidized to carbon dioxide and the water respectively. So CH, CX, HY, X and Y, Y upon 4 and O2 when combine each other, when they reacted, the product is a XCO2 plus Y upon 2 H2O. Observation: the mass of the water produced is determined by passing the mixture through a wick U tube containing anhydrous calcium chloride. Carbon dioxide is absorbed in under U tube containing concentrated solution of the potassium hydroxide. So here आपको जो पूरी तरह मैकेनिज़्म है वो आपको शो किया गया है। एपरेटस जो हैं वो किस तरीके से हमें अरेंज करने हैं वो आपको यहाँ बताया है। द इंक्रीज इन मासेस of calcium chloride and the potassium hydroxide give the amounts of water and the carbon dioxide from which the percentage of a carbon and hydrogen are calculated. Now the next part is nitrogen, and I will be explain this part in the next part of this chapter. Thank you very much, students.